Welcome to the United States of America, land of the free.
If there's one thing Americans value over anything else, it is free stuff. Just look at these television ads.
Welcome back.
Thanks, Papa. What are we going to do to kick off this season?
Same thing as last season. 1 million free Papa John's pizzas.
Good idea. 2 million free pizzas. I like it.
No. 1 million free Papa John pizzas.
2 million pizzas it is. Let's do it.
All season long, Papa John's has 2 million free pizzas for Papa.
Because at VisionWorks, you get 2 pairs of glasses for the price of 1.
Thanks. You know we're going to teach you how to use these. So, buy one phone for your kid and get one free for you. It's easier that way.
This back-to-school season, buy one Samsung Galaxy S7 and get one free. Plus,
it's buy one, get one free time at the Giant Summit Place Kia.
Boss, are you crazy?
Crazy about saving you money. That's right, buy an 08 Kia, get an 07 for free.
$99. Plus, buy one, get one free on just about everything else in the store.
Save more and more at Action Tires and More with the great tire sale now on. Buy any 3 Yokohama tires and get one more free. See actiontires.com.au for more details.
So, since Americans clearly enjoy free things, why doesn't the United States have a free universal healthcare system? Well, although universal healthcare seems to be a panacea for the corrupt system we currently have, implementing universal healthcare in the US will lead to detrimental consequences for our citizens. Freedom is not decreasing quality of care, or increasing taxes, or creating long wait lines or mandating coverage. As Americans, we all want stuff to be free, but universal healthcare only compromises overall quality of care and does not make healthcare any cheaper than it already is.
Universal healthcare as a philosophy seems good because it covers everybody, but then the quality of medical care could potentially go down. What does that mean? That means that doctors would only see patients who have what they consider a real need, as opposed to somebody who needs to get treated. Only the chronic or serious cases will be taken care of as a priority.
Universal healthcare models that are out there in other countries is that they limit choices significantly. You can only go within your area to these doctors for this, and then also you have to ask in terms of getting procedures, and you have to wait until there's availability with that network right there near you of who they say you can go to. As Americans, we are so used to the freedom and the ability to choose whoever we want to go to a certain degree. As far as specialties, we may have to go out of a plan, but but that freedom is there, and the choice is there, and not having to wait so long, and also and not having the limited choices regarding your healthcare provider.
So if somebody, for example, has a heart ailment, okay, what is the time frame that they get attended to? How long do they wait? Who determines who's a more severe case as opposed to somebody who is truly in dire need and is in mental anguish, wanting to get the care that he needs or she needs?
On average, Canadians could expect to wait 4 weeks for a CT scan, 10.4 weeks for an MRI scan, and 4 weeks for an ultrasound, all of which could be accessed in the US within days for patients.
What's a personal experience you've had with universal healthcare?
I haven't had a personal experience, but my mother, who's lived in Canada for many, many years, has had an experience. She had a perforated eardrum, and she had issues with her ear, obviously, and a lot of pain. And she had to wait almost 3 weeks to get the problem resolved because they didn't consider it to be a chronic life-threatening ailment. So again, to go see an ENT surgeon, she had to bear with the pain for quite a few weeks. In a system like the U.S., based on her level of pain, she may have been seen at once. So yeah, first-hand experience through my family, I've seen people who had to wait for certain remedies. There's also one of my mother's friends who had a heart ailment. I think I mentioned this earlier. It wasn't considered to be, again, a life-threatening issue, so he had to wait almost a month and a half to get a procedure done. Again, that's something that would not have happened in this country.
As you can see, the percentage of people waiting to see doctors for extended periods of time is significantly higher in countries with universal health care, such as Canada, in comparison to the United States. When wait times increase, civilians on average become more displeased with their coverage, resulting in a worse healthcare system overall.
You have to confiscate my money in order to give you health care that you don't pay for. Why is that okay? I don't want to pay for your health care. Why can't you pay for your health care? So you're basically using a confiscatory model in order to provide a service. Why shouldn't food be free? Why shouldn't clothing be free? Everything could be free, and you could just keep confiscating my money in order to feed yourself and clothe yourself and give yourself health care. There's nothing unique. There's nothing different here about health care. Now you might say, yeah, but if you buy insurance, it's the same thing. I know if you have insurance, you don't actually pay for your hospital to stay. The insurance company does. Yeah, but there's a huge difference. Everybody participating with you in the insurance plan is doing so voluntarily. The insurance company has to provide a package that is appealing to you, otherwise you don't participate.
People who take care of their health should not have to pay the same amount as opposed to unhealthy people. Unhealthy people won't be incentivized to better themselves if there is no monetary encouragement in the form of a reduction to their HMO payments. For people who are actively taking care of their bodies, paying the same amount as an unhealthy person will not only remain unfair to the healthy people, but it will also not motivate Americans toward a healthier lifestyle.
In regards to how costly it is for middle and low income families. I mean, I've heard anywhere from $600 to $800 a month, and families cannot afford that. So as much, but if you're really low on the spectrum where you're below poverty, yes, it's great as far as you get care, but you move up that scale to where you're lower or middle class, the cost is just cost prohibitive. I mean, most families cannot afford that kind of cost for health care.
Wouldn't it be great if everyone's healthcare was 100% free? Hell yeah! But the reality stands that healthcare will never be free in the United States. The money has to come from somewhere. The U.S. government currently cannot provide free healthcare for all of its citizens, so guess what's going to fund it? Taxes!
What it means is that we have a lot to learn from democratic socialist governments that have existed in countries like Denmark, Sweden, Finland, Norway, where all people have health care as a right, where higher education is free, where they have a strong child care program, where they don't have the massive type of income and wealth inequality that we have in the United States of America.
All right, so
but here's the thing.
There is no such thing as free healthcare. There's no such thing as free healthcare. Somebody pays the doctors. Somebody has to build the hospitals. Somebody has to innovate when it comes to procedures and tools, and all of these things have cost. They all cost money. The question fundamentally is, who is going to pay for it? So,
according to PoliticusUSA.com, Britain has a relatively well-regarded universal healthcare system that every citizen pays for through national income tax. The tax rate for income tax and national health insurance in the United Kingdom in 2015 to 2016 for all citizens earning between 0 and £32,000, which is considered basic rate taxpayers, is a whopping 20% of their entire income. It is a full 15% more than America's middle-class tax rate, and would entail a 20% tax hike for 45% of Americans who pay nothing now.
Then you have a whole parallel system where the affluent would then go to doctors, not necessarily on an emergency basis, but because they can afford it. So, what is distribution going to be like of the healthcare? If there's universal healthcare, and doctors aren't paid in a capitalistic society, they're paid by the government. Who would want to work necessarily in the rural areas? What happens to rural hospitals where there's no incentive for people to go there? Similar to
where all people have health care as a right. Where
universal health care has
universal health care,
actual health care,
and has health care.
Well, let's keep.
The introduction of universal health care in the United States would not fix the deep-rooted issues within the U.S.'s currently corrupt healthcare system. Sure, the current system established with Obamacare is nowhere near perfect, but that does not mean that America needs to turn towards a socialized medical system that claims to be free, but in reality inhibits the freedoms guaranteed to all American citizens set forth in the Constitution of the United States. Instead, we propose a system that simultaneously guarantees coverage for all citizens, while also providing real choices and coverage for the diverse population of this great nation. In the land of the free, choice is of the highest priority. Universal health care will drastically limit your choices and freedom. Let us all keep freedom alive in America by showing our opposition to socialized medicine.
Yeah.